Okay, so what are we doing today? New topic, arithmetic series. With a sequence, just to give you a hint of what it is. Sequence is what we were looking at before. And that was basically a list of numbers. So we had 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, right? And from this, we could figure out the first term. We could get the common difference. We could figure out the general term from for this particular list here. Well, today all we're going to do is, instead of having a list like this, where it's just one number after the other, we're still going to have that, one number after the other. But for a series, what we do is we add everything all together. And then what we're looking for is the sum, which is the answer you get from adding everything together. Sum is the answer from addition. And so for some questions, if they're nice, it's going to look like this. They'll show you that you're adding them up. 3 plus 6 plus 9 plus 12 plus 15 equals what? Equals how much? Okay, see? Sequence is what we did. Found A1 and D and AN. Now what we're doing is we're finding out what these lists of numbers, what they add up to. That's called a series instead. Okay? So there's a formula that goes along with it. I guess I can give it to you now for free. And then we'll go up to the screen and do things in a civilized, orderly type fashion. Right? So just as a reminder, sequence was AN equals A1 plus N minus 1 times D. And for the series, we get 2 of them. So we get SN. So that stands for sum of all the numbers. And that's going to equal N divided by 2 times A1 plus AN. And then another version looks like this. Sn is equal to N over 2, 2A1 plus N minus 1 times D. Okay, so for this section, these are the 2 formulas we're going to be working with. And in much the same sort of way as before. Okay, so that's like jumping to the last page of the story there. Okay, so let's take a look at the screen, see what's going on. Arithmetic series, what do we got? Yeah, so as before, sequence is a list of terms. Series, what we have, list of terms, all just added up together. See, list of numbers, just all added up together. The sum, that's the answer you get from adding things all together. What's the sum of 2 plus 3? 5. Right? Just a little more specialized in saying what's the answer, right? Answer from adding. So there we have a sequence of numbers. Just a list there. Sequence there as well. But the goal now is going to be finding out what all these numbers add up to, right? So here we have the list here. What do all these add up to? You could go in your calculator one after another, 3 plus 7 plus 3, all the way along. Okay, but if you remember, sometimes the end value, sometimes the number of terms can get very big. I think you were just running out of class when I gave you this example one day. If you buy a house, you're looking at 20 years of time. How old are you all now? You're like 19, 20? Yeah, so imagine when you're 40. It's kind of funny, eh? But hey, it's gonna happen. Trust me, happened to me. So we got 20 years. You pay for your house every month, 12 months a year. So in total, how many payments are you gonna make? No, 12 months to buy a house? You gotta be rich to do that. Every month you pay, that's right. Well, it depends on your house, right? But importantly for this question, you pay for 20 years. So 12 months for the first year, 12 for the second, 12 for the third. So how many payments? How many payments in total? Yeah, multiply. Good. Clever answer. Well, it's minus, depends. Yeah, it's minus because it's money going out, but plus because it's going into your house. So what's 12 times 20? Yay, well done. 240. You see, so this could be the value for n, all right, when you're working with these type of equations. So do you want to put 240 numbers in your calculator? No, you just use the formula and it's done. Okay, that's why we're doing this here. This will, yeah, you do 12 months, you can see what happens, right? First year will give you, you do 12 payments. Then for 2 years, how many payments have you made? That's for 20, for 2 years. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. 24. Yeah, exactly. 3 years. There's 2 ways to do it. Nice. 36. How'd you get it? Calculator. I know. There's 2 different calculations you can do. What's one way to get this 36? Yeah, add 12 each time, right? Every year that goes by, you add 12 to get to the next value there. So D would be 12, right? The other way is to just jump right in. Oh, if you're going 3 years times 12 months, then you get 36, right? Yeah, exactly. Both those ways. And so, yeah, the point being, this math is often used in, or one place this math is used in finance. You end up getting some big numbers like this that makes these formulas nice, right? Okay. Before we go today, remind me about a special calculation. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. And I'll try and put it on here if I can remember how it works. All right. So the goal here, yeah, find a formula for adding all these things up. Adding these ones too. How do we work? What's the situation? This is what it is. For free. Right? And if you check what I had on the beginning, just so I'm not telling you lies, what can happen is when you multiply this fraction by this bracketed thing here, you get the first equation you see on the screen over there, because it's top times the top, which will be n times all that stuff. So that's now on the top part of the fraction you see there. And then on the bottom is 2 times the invisible 1, which is just 2 that's on the bottom. Okay, so 2 slightly different styles for this first equation, all right? Don't be weirded out by it. Same value at the end, that's right. And seeing as you mentioned that, watch this. You can switch the order around a little bit. You always do what's in the brackets first, so that's not going to change. But watch, you can go n times the bracket divided by 2, or you can go n divided by 2 times the bracket, right? That works. Let's multiply and dividing there. Okay, so this is the important formula we're going to use. Does it give the other one? Yeah, there we go. That's the other one I gave you. And again, the 2 can go all the way along the bottom there. But don't get weirded out by it. It's just a slightly different way of writing it. Yeah? So we're just going to practice a couple of these. Okay. So here's a first example. Now notice the symbol there. I think it's new for you, but should be able to figure out what it means from what we've done before. Okay. So for example 1 here, it says S8 is equal to what? And what this little symbol means is find the sum of the first 8 terms. Now, we have to decide which formula we're going to use to make this happen. So what I want you to know is n is for the number of terms, always, right? So that's just going to be 8 for the example we got on the screen there. Yeah, we can figure out D from our list, right? Yeah, so that's possible. What I want to point, oh, in A1, the first term, we got that. Okay. What I want to point out is that this symbol here, AN, this can have different meanings. That sometimes it is the last term. Okay, and if you look at the list that we have there, we don't have a last term. It just goes dot, dot, dot. This was why I put this up, because we got to figure out which one we're going to use. So check this out. Let's go from left to right. This is what we're looking for. So that's going to stay blank there. And we got, tells us in the question, what term are we looking for? Or how many terms? It says S8, right? So we're looking for the first 8 terms. So that means n will equal 8. That's right. So we have this in both equations. A1's the first term. So we got both of those. Okay, but look at this next part. What's that? A1 is, yep, -5, the first number you see there. Exactly. But then look at this last part. Do we have the last term given? No, it just goes dot, dot, dot. It says the pattern goes on, right? We got n, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, so looking here, we don't have the number staring at us, but we can find it. Because remember, D is the number you use to get from one number to the other, right? If we use the first one, then it would be a two-step process. We can find AN using what we did the other day. And then we would put that in here and we could solve it. So yeah, it is possible. Okay. And if you did it that way, it wouldn't be wrong. It would just be longer than it needs to be. Okay. Feels good though, right? This one probably might feel better because you've done stuff already with this. Find it, put it out, plug it in there. Yeah, I think the second one is more direct because of what we're given in the question. Okay, so I'm going to use this one and then do the usual tricks with solving the equation. Okay, so Sn is equal to n over 2, 2a1 plus n minus 1 times d. What I would like you to get into the habit of doing is when you're going to might have some pretty complicated questions. So so write down what each of these variables are off to the side. Okay, so someone said A1 is equal to -5, so that's true. That's useful. The n we know is how much? Right there, in the n location. Yeah. N's like the chemistry number, the one that's written down below. Okay, so n's going to equal 8. D we got to figure out though. What's D going to be? Is it 7? I don't know. Okay, so here's how you can figure it out all the time. D is equal to what? I don't know. What do? You choose a number there. So you said 9. That's a nice one to look at. Okay.
It's going to be like minus 10 plus 7d.
That could be. Let's keep that in mind. I'm going to write it down and keep it secret. Yeah, minus the number before it. Okay, so what's the number before 9 up on the screen there? 2. Okay, so 9 minus 2. Yeah. What do you get? Yeah. Okay, so D will equal 7. We got A1 and D there. We have A1, we got N, we got D. We're good to go. Yeah, difference, I never said actually, but some I said was the word SUM, some was the answer from adding. Said that today. Difference is the the answer from subtraction. Difference is the answer from subtracting. So any numbers you use, you get the same difference all the time. Yeah, well, there you go. We get back to integers again. Someone's asking about 2 and minus 5. So off to the side, we'll do a little quick check. If you used the number 2, you got to subtract the number before it. What's the number before it? See? So you got to get all the minuses in there. Yeah. And importantly, see what happens when you write it down. Like it's in your head. You sometimes miss the 1 minus, right? You end up getting -3, hopefully, or something else, right? But if you write it down, you see, oh, there's 2 minuses there. I know what to do, right? Easy. Boom. 2 minuses turn into a positive. D is 7 again. Okay. So let's go back to the main part of the question. We got D is equal to 7. We got A1, got N. Substitute it in and work it out. Being careful with orders of operations. So all those multiplying and dividings and multiplying out the brackets. Lots of stuff now going on. Okay. So it's going to look like this. S8 is going to equal 8 over 2. 2 times A1, which is -5. So you got to use brackets now to make sure you capture minuses when you need to. Plus, yep, it's still, I'm just going to put 8 minus 1. We know it's 7, but just showing the substitution for now. And D is, yeah, we did some hard work there, integers and all that stuff. Get a value of 7 there at the end, right? So, yeah, orders of operation now. Yeah, good. You start doing the multiplying and dividing. Officially, you do what's in the brackets first. Yeah, this is grade 10. You've done a bit already. 8 divided by 2. That's 4 on the outside there. Now let's go inside of the brackets here. Yep, 7 for the 8 minus 1. We'll bring that down so it lines up like that. So it'll still be multiplied by the 7 that's in there. Yep, 2 times -5 is -10. And it's plus, that's right, because it's +7 times +7 over there. Good. And nicely organized too today. That's looking all right there. Got to switch the page though now. No, the plus means add whatever you get from those two parts. That's why we do the multiplying first there. What are we adding? Oh, we're going to add a -10. Now that we figured it out. What are we going to add over here? I don't know, whatever 7 times 7 is. 40 what?
94. No, 49.
Yeah, good. Nice and fast. Well done. Okay, so yeah, just continuing it on downwards. We're looking for the sum of all those numbers. And honestly, by now, we probably could have added them all up in our calculator. This is less talking, more math, and then it's fast. But yeah, this is the long version. 7 times 7 first, 49. Yeah. Next. It will be, yeah. 39 for those. And this gives now the final answer. I think so, yeah. $156 officially. Yeah, yeah. So you're one step closer to getting your house. This is the start. How the heck does all this work? All right, so just a recap here. What do we got? We had our 8 terms. Where are they? There they are. Okay, if you're buying a house starting with a negative, might be kind of weird, but we'll pretend for this one. So -5 there to start with. Right, it says S8, so that means the sum of the first 8 terms. That means A1 plus A2 all the way up to A8. We then had a little bit of a struggle to think about, and that was which of the 2 formulas to use. This one, if we have the last term given, or if we want to work it off to the side, right? 2-step process, then we use this one. But for this particular question, this combination of variables with what we have is the one that works. Okay, no last term. We can find D, no N, we know A1, we're good to go. So that's what we use. A little side work for the D. Subbing it in, solve carefully, and we get the 156 there at the end. Any questions about that one? No? Okay. See what we got next. All right. Numbers look the same, but different order. What's going to happen here? Okay, well, I think we're going to have the same struggle. That is, we got to decide which formula to start with. We're gonna use. So, what do you think? What values do we have for this particular question? Do we have A1 there? Do we have the first term, A1? Yeah, that's there, staring right at us. Do we have N? Yeah, okay, that's good. Do we have D? No, not directly. Can we find it? Yeah, if we're careful. And then the big question is, do we have the last term there or not? And that might even be the first question, to be honest. Yeah, the last term. Does it say the final number is, or does it go blah, blah, blah? It goes blah, blah, blah. That's what those 3 dots mean. I mean, officially it means the pattern continues, but yeah, yada, yada, yada. On and on and on. Okay, so let's, so we don't have the last term. We're going to use the same equation as last time then. Yeah? Yeah, D is going to be a little workout, especially with the integers and stuff. So you start thinking about it while I get caught up to you. Get caught up to you all. S8 again is equal to what? So sum of, importantly, the first 8 terms, right? Okay, we got A1. That's how much? 16, okay. Yeah. Let's check. D is equal to what? Choose a number. Well, I got to choose a number from the list. Okay, so you choose 9. What number's before 9? Yeah, 16 goes before? Yeah, perfect. Because 16 is before 9, right? Choose a number. Number before. Yeah, to find the D. That's right. No. No, because what I was saying, sum, that's the answer from adding. And difference is the answer from subtraction, from minus, okay? And so this D, what's it called? The common difference, the answer from subtraction. So always minus, it's in the name. But now the workout, names aside, what's 9 minus 16? Okay, not much of a workout anymore. Good. Minus 7 it is. Yeah. Yeah, the trick is, it's easier at least. Take the big one minus the small one, and then put the sign in afterwards. What else do we need? The formula's not here yet. I guess I could do that. But we're making our list of numbers that we know. Sn is equal to, anyone have it? From their brains already? N over 2 is the start, yeah. And there's 2 of them. We're going to go for the second one, same as the earlier question. Not bad. 2a, what's under here? A1. Yeah, good. I should be listening
N
to you.
minus 1
Oh, from Zoom land, we got n minus 1. Close it, yeah.
times D.
Times D to save you, yeah. And then big bracket to close it, right. Zoom. Parsa's looking after you. Yeah, so good if you got it. You know, you'll come to know it once you use it a few times. Okay, what do we got? A1, D, we don't have N. What's N? Oh, good. So when I say we don't have N, I mean N in our list. I want to create one of these. It's a good idea. Okay, we do have it. It's given right there in our question. First 8 terms. So we're good to go with A1, D, and N8 there. Submit. And work it up. So N is 8 again, huh? Okay. Not very original, given the last question. That's okay, though. 16 for A1. 8 minus 1 there. This D is how much? Minus 7. So please put in a set of brackets there. That would be suitable and useful. Oh, you know what? Watch this. We have Sn up here. And because we started to put 8 in already, you should have S8 down there. It's not Sn anymore. Okay, so bracket time, multiplying time. What do we got? Yeah, that 4 is going to show up again. Nice. Yeah, indeed it is. 32 plus. Yeah, you know what? It kind of ruined it. I said plus already. So I'll do it in the next line. It'll be 7 times. Yeah, minus 7. Okay, so back to you. What is this 7 times negative 7? Yeah, minus 49. True. Yeah, 32 is there. And then 4 on the outside. True indeed. I'm going to do the inside of the brackets first, just so my brain doesn't hurt. One thing at a time. Socks first and then shoes. What's 32 minus 49? Not bad. One more time. 7's part of it. Yeah. Yeah. No. And then minus, right? Okay. You got that part, I think. 4 is still there, though. Whew. Yeah, exactly. 4 times 17. Now, what is it?
48.
In between. 68. And minus. Yeah. There are some tricks for doing that easy. Actually, yeah. Okay, so first of all, for the example, that's what we get when we work through it. Okay. So again, similar to the other one, we're looking at the screen. We had to figure out, okay, what input do we got here? A1, D, and N and such. Which formula is going to be useful then? Well, not the last one. This is the second one again. And then careful with our integers or multiplying and all that. Yeah, we get minus 68 there at the end. Okay. We do have another formula there. I wonder when we're going to use it. Let's see what the next example is showing here. Oh, sure enough. There it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Here D is 11.
Parsa's given us D already for this one. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
D is 11, right on.
And A1 is 3, so 2A1 is 6.
Parsa's looking at using this one again.
Yeah.
He said 2A. Yeah, why is that?
A1 is 3, 2A1 is 6.
It's true, but notice this first formula has the last term in it, right?
Yeah.
And in this particular example, yeah, there is a last term given this time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Oh,
dot,
yeah,
dot,
yeah.
dot, but
Oh, okay.
12,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So
Okay, so
A1 is 3 and AN is the last term is 212.
yeah, the last one's 212, so that's AN
Yeah.
for this one. But yes, in class, an important important fact, we don't have N. Yeah, it doesn't say, well, S is what we're looking for. You know, SN, right? But we don't have the N. So this turns into a two-step type question. We got to find N first, and then we can figure out what the sum is going to be. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. So how do we do this? Okay, this is example 3, I think. Okay, so we're finding the sum of, see, Sn. Find the sum of all the terms. Sum of all the terms. But how many are there? N is equal to what? Don't know. So we're going to find N first. And then once we have N, then we can figure out what Sn is going to be. Okay, so to find N, here's what we can do. We can use the formula we had for the general term. This will allow us to figure out what N is going to be. Okay, if we make a list, the first term, A1, is equal to whatever Parsa told me, and I forgot, 3. D is equal to whatever Parsa said, 11. You want to check that? Choose a number, subtract the number before it. So D is equal to what? Which number are you going to use? 25. And what's the number before it? 14. Okay. What's 25 minus 14? Confirmed? Still checking.
It doesn't work.
Doesn't want to? Everything's back? Is
My mind doesn't work anymore.
okay, well, we'll put it there. You save it. You check it out later on, okay? $11? Okay, good. So we got 11 there. And this AN, this is the last term, right? Was the last term that we see on our series there. Yeah, see? 212. So we don't know the N for it, but we know the last term As I said, not always, but sometimes this is the meaning for it. Okay, the last term is 212. So we're good to go. AN, the last term, 212. A1, the first term, 3. N is what we're looking for, so that's going to stay there. And then D, after a little bit of hard work, 11 there. Don't know if you need the brackets, but because it's positive, but out of habit, I put it there. Okay, so solving this for N now, what do we got to do? No, that's what we're looking for. We're stuck. We need a watch. If you look at we got to find the sum. A1 we got, last term we got, we don't know what N is. That's what this is all for. Yeah, 11 is going to go into multiply into N minus 1 for sure. So we get 11N minus 11. Still going to be 3 plus. That just bring that down, of course, and then 212. If you can see that on the screen, bring that down. Oh yeah, we're still there. Okay. So I'll move that up. So when the 3 goes to we got to get 11N by itself. When the 3 goes to the other side, what happens? Okay, it becomes minus. When the 11 goes to the other side, what happens? No, the 11N is going to stay on the right-hand side because it's positive. But when this minus 11 goes to the other side, what happens? Yeah, becomes plus. There's the equal sign. There's the 11N staying on the right-hand side there still. All right, breaking out the brain. What do we got for this? $220, is that what it is? Mm-hmm. 209 for those two, yeah. Yeah, exactly. You can even do it. Write it down because remember, it's a good trigger for your head. It goes like, oh yeah. If it's all floating around behind your eyeballs, sometimes it doesn't work there. It will with some practice, but all right. So write it down. Now what do we got? I heard 220. I agree. 220. Yeah, that's true. So divide by 11 now. And then how much is this going to be? 20, yeah. So we needed this 20 to figure out the sum. And we got it. But importantly, what this also tells us is that there are 20 terms. There are 20 numbers, 20 terms in our series. And so what we're actually looking for now is not just Sn. We know it's going to be S20. 20 terms added all together. What's it going to be? That brings us to part number 2 now. Okay. So part number 2, I'm going to put on a new page. That's going to look like this. Part number 2, that was using our first formula there. N over 2 times A1 plus AN. Okay. You do have your list from before what all these values are, but I'm going to do it again just so teaching purposes, right? Look at this page. It's all there. What's A1? 16? Or is that a different question? 3. Thinking of the earlier question. Yeah, 3. D was 11, I think. Yeah, that's right. Parsa told us that. Yeah, and we just did some heavy lifting. Figure out his 20. What else? AN. That was the point of this question. Just to use this other formula. 212. The last term, right? And because we know n, we could actually go, we can say A20 is equal to 212. Okay, but point is, we got our first term, we got our last term. We figured out what n is now. We're good to go. Okay. So S20 is going to equal 20 divided by 2. 3 plus, you know what? Yeah, I'm just going to put it as A20, just as a reminder that they're the same. So we got 10 times 3 plus the 212, right? That's the last term. 212. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, inside the brackets, what do we got? It's 10. Not for this. 3 doesn't multiply by that. 10 with that. Yeah, you can look at it like that. You can also do the inside first. And you think of it that way. Right? Think of both ways. But do the inside first, because that's the order. The order. You do what's inside the brackets first and then multiply. Yeah, which is that?
215.
Yeah, 15 with the n there. Yeah, exactly. And there's a trick with tens.
1,000.
No, there's a trick with tens. Yeah. We have the 2, we keep the 1, we keep the 5, and we put 1 0 at the end because it's 10. Yeah? Yeah. That's how that goes. See? 215, 215 with the extra 1 0 because it's times 10. If it was times 100, 2 zeros at the end. No, I'm not sure if there are any more examples, but I think that's all I want to do today with the homework that we got. And tomorrow we can crank it up another level. Okay, so just as a recap there, right? What do we got? The recap. Add up all those terms that you see there, assuming the pattern goes on. The catch, we don't have n, so we got to find it. Once we find n, then we're good to go. Almost. So what we have here, this first part, this is finding what n is equal to using the general term formula. So we put it all in there. Have our list of facts that we know, list of numbers. And we get that n is going to equal 20. So we can now use this in the sum formula. So we needed to know n. We have the first term and we have the last term. Right. Put it in there. We're good to go. And that's what happens on this next page here. We got our first term, A1. We got our last term, 212. And we know that n equal to 20, giving us 2150 down there at the end. Okay. You got some homework. Yes, you do. It is only one question because I'm such a nice guy. Number 3. Although, oh, you guys didn't do that yesterday. So yeah, I got number 1 as well. But there it goes up to like Z. Z. No, I'm joking. Not that many, but still a few. Yeah. I'm gonna keep that for myself. We'll give that to, oh, those are the answers. Keep that for myself.
You can give it to me.
Yeah, you want to see those? Okay. So good people in Zoom land, that will be it for the video here. I'm just gonna pause that. The sheet that you have is already in Teams from yesterday. What I'm going to assign is number 3 only today. If you look on the back, it goes to 4 all the way to the end. So we're going to save this back page till later. Okay, so for you guys, the front page. Is that all right? Wow. I don't know if it's all right or not, but that's what you're assigned for today. I'll keep the Zoom room open, and yeah, you can message out with any questions. Okay, and then you're all then you'll be free to go.